Welcome to the best and hardest Alphabet Platinum Challenge you will find on YouTube, Magic 8 Ball told me. For those of you that don't know, we're picking a game that starts with each letter of the alphabet, starting from Z, going all the way up, and platinuming / getting the 100% on each one of them. So far, we've done Zombie Army 4, Ys 8, XCOM 2, Wolfenstein 2, and Visage. Have some pretty rough games to do still, including Evil Within, Outlast 2, Hollow Knight, Fortnite, Black Ops 3, Back 4 Blood, among many others coming up later in the challenge. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss any of these games coming up, but let's get into our game for you, Undertale. For those of you who love the dialogue, the music, the characters of this game, you came to the wrong video. I was bullied by chat into doing a genocide run for this, so I had the privilege of traversing a barren wasteland for my playthrough. But let's very quickly go through the stages for the platinum. Stage 1, go through the game. Stage 2, get my salad tossed by optional bosses. Yep, that's it. The platinum is very, very straightforward. Beating the optional bosses, however, not so much. Normally, I like going through playthroughs saving people, so knowing I had to turn into Thanos was a hard mindset to get into. But I went outside, swung a scooter into my shin, and was ready to be in character. For those of you who don't know what a genocide run is, well, it's basically how it sounds. You just kill everything. Kill every character, kill every possible spawned enemy in each section. Nothing is allowed to live. We come across an absolute psychopath flower. I don't know who's shitting his Cheerios, but guy's a whack job. Talking about wanting us to fall into a pit of needles. Maybe he didn't say that, but I had my anti-hater earmuffs on, so I didn't really listen to him. We start the game entering the ruins, and immediately pop our first trophy, and in the ruins, we also meet Big Chungus, who is creepily nice. We go into their house for some candy. Clearly, we didn't listen to our parents about not accepting candy from strangers. There's a little exploit that I found here that I didn't really know about, and I'm gonna pop a couple trophies because of it. Find a sweet spot where you can pick up an item, and doing this pops a trophy. But because I'm used to Dark Souls games, I kept on clicking it, and it just kept giving me more and more items. And I ended up popping the trophies for getting 2, 3, and 4 items right in the beginning of the game. A lot of the trophies in this game are milestone trophies for reaching certain parts. One of these is for reaching the mouse hole in the ruins. We near the end of the ruins, and our gracious host, Toriel, decides to stand between us and our murderous ways. We introduce him to the university, sit down and shut the fuck up, instantly kill him. We are now allowed to escape the house and move into the next area, Snowden, which pops a trophy. We continue our killing spree, demolishing everything in our path. I am a 30-year-old man, the enemies are 6-year-olds, and we are boxing. I get to around the midway point of the level and get a trophy for getting to the spaghetti save point. Next comes another boss battle against Papyrus. The genocide run is supposed to be super difficult. This is surely where it starts. Just kidding. I also one-shot this guy. Was everyone in chat lying to me? Was this just a big joke in the Undertale community? I've one-shot every boss so far. I'm doing significantly more damage than Levi, who's doing a pacifist run. And all the puzzles in the game are already solved. This is the easiest game I've ever played. After defeating Skeleton Man, we arrived in the waterfall area, which gets us yet another trophy. Progressing through the level, we keep getting bothered by this little monster kid. Guy just follows us around like a lost puppy. Continued on, and got around the halfway point, which pops a trophy for reaching the place where it rains. This area was super important because it is where we are going to get the majority of the trophies in this game. Killing every enemy we came across had a substantial amount of money. I had the option to just donate it away. Horrible for helping me, but great because there's about 80 trophies tied to this. So I went to the dog shrine and popped trophies for donating 2, 6, 12, 20, 30, 43, 59, 78, 100, 125, 155, 190, 230, 280, 350. I donated so much money so fast I thought I glitched the game out because of how long it took for the last of these trophies to pop. Now that all that was done, it was time to continue on and get closer to our platinum. We finally came face to face with Undyne, who just so happens to be Monster Kid's little man crush. Upon learning of our Leave No Child Alive agenda, they confront us. We instantly kill the little monster kid. Well, that was a pretty easy fight again. And also go and fight Undyne and do a lot of damage to him. Wait, what is Undyne doing? Oh no, guys, I'm taking back everything I said about this game being easy. This guy is pissed. And I am getting exactly what I deserve for all of the death I have dealt out. But instead of explaining how this guy just tossed my salad around, I'm just going to show you guys. This is the one where he was one shot and I just couldn't get out.
Yeah, these are terrible.
What the fuck, bro?
I didn't have any of those on my difficulty.
Oh, it must be nice. Fuck, dude, I fucking hate those! Both of those are fucking impossible to get out of. Okay, yeah, sure. Dude, oh! Dude, I fucking... Fuck! Dude, the fucking one that goes directly parallel to the fucking thing is outrageous.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can fucking do. Not a single fucking thing could be done against that. Yeah. So it turns out everyone's saying genocide runs were much more difficult. We were in fact not lying. This was a rude awakening. That shit was moving so unbelievably fast on the screen, and keeping up on a controller was so difficult, but I eventually found a way to beat him and got to move on to the next area, Hotland. Entering here popped the trophy, which I desperately needed after that fight. The rest of the trophies all popped shortly after this. Got trophies for reaching Hotland 2F, Hotland 3F, and reaching the second save point of the core. And this is where the Platinum Trophy popped. Our U game officially being over. But my time with this game was not over yet. I wanted to go toe-to-toe with what I heard was an impossible on-controller boss, Sans. There was one boss standing between me and that asshole though. Mettaton Neo. If he was anything like Undyne, I was in for a rough time. I got mentally prepared and jumped into the fight. And here's how it went. Losing of everyone else. I just hit this guy for 1,000,000 XP.
Alright.
Don't want to join my fan club? No, I don't. Would you, get up out of my game? Yeah, nope. One-shot him as well. Absolute schmuckhole. I can finally make my way for the reason I chose this game, Sans. For the uninitiated, Sans is a notorious secret boss. I've seen his name pop up on countless lists talking about the hardest secret bosses, and let me tell you all, he did not disappoint. Levi told his friend about my journey, and his response was, "It's impossible to do on controller." I'm going to show him. And I found out extraordinarily quickly what made him say that. What made it so difficult was having to move in any direction other than up, down, left, or right. If you use the D-pad, it is very inaccurate. But using the analog stick also comes with its own problems. Going left or right, if you were tilted up even just 1 degree, you ended up jumping up, which was just a death sentence. So let's go down memory lane and see just how badly Sans had his way with me. So I think I found asshole. Oops. I think it's starting. Jesus Christ. I died.
Where you go?
Go look up the last move. Like, I don't know how you're supposed to do that on control. So something clearly missing during this whole playthrough was me beating Sans. And that's because I didn't. I'm sorry for disappointing everyone. I did all of Undertale in one day and spent about 2 hours fighting Sans. I told myself the next day I'd try some more. But Phasmophobia came out the very next day on PlayStation and ended up playing that. A lot. I ended up falling pretty far behind on the Alphabet Challenge and had to begin the next game, and I couldn't really waste time fighting a boss that didn't have a trophy tied to it. Also, I had just come off finishing XCOM 2 and Wolfenstein 2, which you guys should totally go watch. And I also had The Evil Within as my next game, so the motivation to fight an optional boss with no trophy just wasn't there. So I did what any man would do, ran away and never looked back. Whatever, I'm done with this, I'm going to bed. We can now jump into the rankings for our U-game. For difficulty, I'm going to give this game a 4 out of 10, especially if you're doing the genocide route. Undyne actually required some effort to get through and wasn't just I'll sit back and relax and just breeze through the game. Going for a pacifist run might lower the score a little bit, but I didn't do that, so I'm going to go with a 4. For grind, this game gets a very easy 1 out of 10. Outside of clicking X a few times to donate coins, there isn't really a grind at all. The game is super fast, and you don't even need to complete the game for the platinum. That gives us a score of 2.5 out of 10. Onto the bullshit meter. For those of you who don't know, this is either a 0 or a 1, and if there's something outside of normal gameplay required, it gets a 1, and just added to the score. This score gets a 0, as there isn't really anything going on, and you just have to play the game normally to get the platinum. That gives us a true ranking of 2.5 out of 10, which I'm confident will be the lowest ranking for this whole challenge. For recommendation, I'm giving this game a 7 out of 10. To be honest, I think doing the pacifist route, where you get more dialogue, music, puzzles, would add a lot more to the game. And if you're doing that, the number would be higher. But it's a fun and interesting game. The combat is pretty unique, but not unforgivingly hard, so definitely worth playing it, and definitely worth platinuming it. Thank you everyone who tuned in to see me lose my mind. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe so you can follow along with the rest of the challenge, and continue to see me quickly lose my sanity. We stream every game for this challenge over at Twitch, and we'll leave a link in the description below. Lastly, we have a Discord which will also have a link in the description, have roles for completing certain games, as well as a channel to request help with trophies where I will either hop in the game to help you, drop items or weapons so you don't even need my help, or at the very least, give tips and tricks on how I went about getting the trophy. I will see you guys in the next video where I will dive into the world of the evil within. Why do I keep doing this to myself?